Your home has four different values. Yes, your home has four different values. The question is, do you know what those values are? And do you know what those values are for? What's going on, guys? My name is Adam Oduwumi. I'm the founder and CEO of Uprise Real Estate Partners. We're here in Central Texas. And what I'm going to talk to you about is the four values that your home has that you may not know about, you may not even be aware about. And what's crazy is you would think if you spend that much money on a property, that much vested interest in the community, in the neighborhood, that people would want to make sure that you understand the different values and how the people look at these different values of your home, so you have the full context. But we already know society doesn't want you to know everything, but at Uprise, we want you to know your options. So let's get into it, okay? So the first value that most of you guys may be familiar with, most everyone who owns a property is familiar with, is the assessed value, okay? A lot of people refer to this as the county appraisal value, the assessed value. Different counties term it a different way on their website. Some say assessed, some say appraisal, some say appraised. But at the end of the day, understand it is an assessed value. It is the county deciding how much value they're going to assess on your property so that they can then determine how much property taxes they're going to demand from you, right? So make sure you understand this. So this is not the actual market value of your property. This is not how much your property is worth in terms of trying to sell it, how much your property is worth in terms of trying to refinance it, right? This is not that. This is purely for the intention of the county to attach or assess a value to your property that then dictates how much money they get to collect or make from you owning that property. So time and time again, I remember years ago, we would have buyers that would say, okay, well, they're asking $250,000 for this property, but the assessed value is 210,000. So we should probably get, I don't want to pay more than 210. It's like, no, that is not the true value of the property. Don't get the mistake, don't get it twisted. Another way to think about it is this: if the assessed value was the actual value of your property from the county, then how is it you can have the exact same house on the exact same street have two different county assessed values or county appraisal values? And I can tell you how. It's because you may have one person who actually, when every year when the county tries to raise their property taxes, they do nothing. They say, okay, I guess my home went up in value. Okay, I'll pay the increase. Okay, it went up again this year. I guess I'll pay the increase. And they just and let's say they own their property for 5 years and the property has gone up from say 300,000 up to 360,000 in those 5 years, right? Well, you have the other house down the street where the owners are like, hold up, I'm not playing with my money. So they said, I'm going to protest. I'm going to contest my property taxes, the value that county is trying to assess my property, and I'm going to fight it. And so every year, unlike the other neighbor, every year they contest and fight their property taxes. So at the end of 5 years, their county assessed value is not 360. Their county assessed value is 330,000 maybe, right? So you got two different assessed values, but the same exact house on the same street, same everything. So that's how you know that the assessed value is not the true market value of your property. But I hope that was helpful. Hope that makes sense. Sorry, I just lost my place. Okay, so the next one is computerized or Zestimate values. Okay, computerized or Zestimate values. And you say, well, what's a computerized value? Okay, when you go to Zillow, when you go to Redfin, when you go to various websites, and it says, you look up a property, maybe you look up your address, and it says Zestimate value $287,000, right? And it's a value. But let me ask you, do they know what the inside of your home looks like? When was the last time you had Zillow up in your house? When was the last time you had Redfin up in your house, right? Open Door, when was the last time you had them in your house, right? So do they actually know the value of your property? Or are they just basing the value of your property on some algorithms and some formulas and some data points that get them in a ballpark? Now, I'm not saying that these computerized estimate values aren't useful, but understand if the assessed value is the least accurate value out of the four I'm going to mention to you, okay? It's the least accurate, okay? The computerized estimate out of the four is the third least accurate. It gets you in the ballpark. Like you can actually look up and see on Zillow's website and other people's websites. It says, you know, some of them say, but it, you know, whatever number they have there, it has a delta of about 15 to 20%. Well, understand that, guys, that's a big difference. That means if you have a $200,000 house, that means it could be 200, it could be 240, it could be 100, 100, 180, 160, right? That's a big difference, right? But it gives you a ballpark of where you may be at. So where a client who doesn't have a relationship, or where a homeowner who doesn't already have a relationship with a good realtor, they can use that number just to kind of keep track of the value of their home going up until they get a more until they're ready to get a more accurate value of their home. Another thing to mention, same thing with the computerized estimate value. No one's walking in your home. Same thing with the county. When's the last time the county hit you up and said, can we come to your house this Friday at 3 o'clock so we can properly give you an assessed value of your property, right? So that lets you know about the accuracy of these two numbers, but they're useful in some regard, okay? Typically with the assessed value, your value of your home is actually going to be greater than the assessed value. It's very rare, like very, very rare. Not saying it doesn't happen, but it's very rare that a property's market value is actually way less than the assessed value, okay? So most of the time, the market value is higher. With this estimate, it can just depend, right? So let's go into the next one, okay? The next one is an appraisal, okay? So if you bought a home, when you bought your home, you know the bank got an appraisal. They hired an appraisal company. An appraisal is where the bank or you hire a third-party company to give an opinion on the value of your home. So don't be twisted. Don't get it twisted. It's still an opinion. It's still a human being doing an assessment and coming with a determination. So it's still an opinion, but it is a way more accurate opinion than the assessed value from the county, than the Zestimate or computerized value from different websites and things of that nature. So an appraisal, understand what an appraiser does. And here's why it's a little bit more accurate. What an appraiser is going to do is they are going to actually look at comparable comps, comparable properties by either looking at pictures that you have inside the house or coming by to your property and looking at the inside of your property, and then identifying comparable properties in the local market, do some additional market research, and they're going to give you an accurate value of your property as far as what it is today. So here's the key thing to understand. Appraisers, for the most part, will walk in your property, but with COVID and things like that, they're starting to not do that, you know, do what's called desktop appraisals. But they're still more accurate than the other two I mentioned, because they're not only trying to make sure that they choose comparable properties, but they're also adding some market research into that, where when they give you that value is good from today and 6 months ago. You got it. If you think you got it. It's that value can change. Just because your house is worth $323,000 today doesn't mean 30 days from now it can't be worth more. So an appraiser is looking at the current and looking at the past. They don't look at the future. They look at the current and they look backwards 6 months and so on. Therefore, if they need to, okay? So that's important, okay? Appraisal is the second most accurate. Now, what's the most accurate? You guessed it. It's a broker price opinion. A broker price opinion. You say, well, okay, Adam, what's that? I thought the same thing as an appraiser. It's almost the same thing as an appraiser, except understand, what did the appraiser add as another dimension to be more accurate than the first two I mentioned? They added some market research, right? From a data point perspective. What a broker price opinion does, if you're using a good broker or realtor, is they not only add market research, but they add the knowledge of the demand of the market and the desires of buyers in that market. So a broker price opinion will not only look at the current and the past 6 months, but they'll be able to look at the current and look at patterns and trends that will indicate to them how the market will respond, or how the market is responding to patterns and trends over the next 3 to 6 months. So that's the biggest difference. A broker price opinion gives you the market value of the property. It lets you know how much is the market willing to pay for your property, right? That's what it does. It lets you know how much is the market willing to pay for your property. And so if I was doing a broker price opinion for you right now, and you told me you were probably gonna look to sell your home within the next 3 months, I wouldn't just tell you how much your home is worth right now, but I would also give you a range as far as how much I think your home will be worth a few months from now, as long as the patterns and the trends of the market kind of continue where they're going. So that is the biggest difference, and that's why a broker price opinion is the more accurate one in terms of understanding how much is the market willing to pay for my property, right? So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Some of you guys I know didn't know that your home had four different values, but that's what we're here for, right? If you don't know, now you know. Another cool thing is at Uprise, we are here to serve, right? We're here to give value. So if there's any of you guys that are looking as we either currently as we go into the first of the year, looking to contest your tax, you say, I've never done that. Hit us up. If you say, man, that's a good idea, hit us up. If you say, man, I tried to contest my taxes last year and I didn't do so well, hit us up. Maybe we can give you some additional strategies and maybe help you out in some areas you didn't know. Plus there's us, plus there's some other vendors and companies we can refer you to that can help you contest your taxes even more if you don't want to do it yourself or put the time in. So if you need anything for that, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on our Instagram, send us a message. Also, feel free to go to our website, uprisetx.com. And in addition, if you're a seller and you're saying, well, I thought this estimate or the value on Opendoor or Zillow was accurate. Now I'm not even sure if I know what my house is worth. We always are big about giving people value. And so if you would like to know how much your home is worth, whether you're looking to sell, whether you're not looking to sell, refinance, looking to maybe do a home equity loan and start investing, whatever the situation is, you just want to know how much equity you have in your home, how much is your home worth. Let us know. We're here to help. We'd love to be of value to you. Again, feel free to hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, our website, uprisetx.com. You can also give us a call, and we appreciate you guys and hope this is helpful. Thanks.